And just to speak to my own personal health,
Yeah.
wow, being in this center is such a blessing and such a gift. I have more energy than I've had in 5 years. So just a testament to a lot of people that are struggling with some of those chronic illnesses. Like, you can come back, you can get better. There are tools. I'd say we've seen all kinds of different physical ailments. Some people with underactive, liver, kidney, and then come back to homeostasis, which is where they should be, was so profound. And we have people that are just dealing with unresolved traumas. We've seen people with different cognitive issues, that very young ones, older ones, and really being able to come back to more clarity in their mind, start to form more coherent sentences. So we've seen a lot of improvement with that cognition.
Hello, everybody. Today I have an incredible couple joining us from Boulder, Colorado, Beth and Chris, and they opened Onyx Healing Collective at onyxhealingcollective.com, a unified healing affiliated center, again, based out of Boulder, Colorado, with a 12-unit energy enhancement system. They do offer overnight sessions. They've been open for 3 months and they're doing incredibly well. They also have a lot of stories to share with us, with testimonials and observations that they've been able to experience with the people that are coming into their center specifically. Now, before we get into that, Beth and Chris, I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for being here, and I look forward to today's interview.
Thank you. We're so excited to be here with you.
Absolutely. So before we get into the testimonials, the stories, what you guys can share with your experiences over the past 3 months since you've opened, I'd love to learn more about, who you guys are, how you got to this point, why you decided to go and open up a center as one of the first people when this technology is not new because it's been around for a very long time, but new to the awareness of the masses. What pretty much brought you guys to the point of saying, we want to do this before there were so many centers all around the world?
Yeah, absolutely. So Chris and I, we have always been on a journey for kind of perpetual growth, improvement of just our overall well-being, our health. We've quit our corporate jobs twice to travel. Our latest endeavor was running a half marathon in all 50 states in 3 years. So just a testament to kind of like our drive and determination.
And it was supposed to be a lifelong goal, and we got to it in 3 years. So
yeah.
God.
So with that, kind of following completion of our last stay in New York, Chris and I actually were living in a water damaged apartment. So unfortunately, we kind of had to deal with a mold experience or mold exposure, which for me brought out dormant Lyme. So I went from running 2 half marathons a month to not running at all. So you could say, I was experiencing a health crisis. So in that moment, we've always looked for natural medicine, different practices throughout most of our lives, just because those are the practices that have worked for us. We've always been very conscious of things that we've eaten, and kind of have been, we grew up in the Midwest, so kind of being the weird ones, right? So with that in mind, we really kind of relied on those skills of how to bring me back to life from where I was. And so, had done all kinds of therapies,
Yep.
Some cheaper, some more expensive. So all kind of different alternative health practices, and truly, it was a longer journey for me to really come back. And so, a dear friend of ours had shared the interview with you and Dr. Sandra, and immediately in that moment, I knew that this was going to be the thing that was going to help bring me back to myself, my being, my everything, that determination, everything that I have been. Which, I kind of quickly lost, unfortunately. And I knew this was going to be that for me. Intuitively just had that deep knowing. And then I think the more profound thought was that in that moment, I also knew that it needed to be for more than just me. It needed to be for the community, because there are so many people that are currently on their own health journey and, don't feel like themselves, and they feel lost, and the modalities aren't working, and they're not seeing success with, the different conventional medicine. And so we really just knew that this was something that, we needed to bring to the community and offer to people to really help them show up more fully in their own lives. And so in that moment, and I say thank you to you, Jason and Dr. Sandra, for kind of making that call, because it just spoke to my heart. And Chris being such an amazing partner and being in alignment with that mission, we just knew we needed to take a leap and do that. So here we are, 3 months later, best decision ever. And just to speak to my own personal health, wow. Being in this center is such a blessing and such a gift. I have more energy than I've had in 5 years. So just a testament to a lot of people that are struggling with some of those chronic illnesses. Like, you can come back, you can get better. There are tools. And I will say, in my personal experience, it has been the overnight sessions that have been just the most profound. And that's why those are just so special to us. So Chris will talk a little bit more about that, but ultimately those night sessions just allow you to really have that appropriate time in the center and allow your body to do that deeper healing that it's always trying to do. And so that's been really instrumental in kind of my overall well-being.
That's awesome.
And I will say, every time we have taken a leap, as Beth mentioned, it's always been, we've experienced tenfold, success with it. And I don't know that there's anything stronger than my wife's intuition. So when she came and told me this is going to make a difference, and we can roll this out, and not only for her, but for the community, it was like, let's do it. So.
That's awesome. You guys moved quick. I remember it was relatively in the beginning.
It was.
Let's go. And the common denominator between everybody that I'm seeing around the world, especially the people that started opening centers in the beginning before, we had over 200 around the world in such a short period of time, was intuition. Everybody says, I just knew, I just felt it. It wasn't rational. It wasn't in the mind of having to think. As a matter of fact, if you thought too much, it probably would have convinced you of a reason why you shouldn't do it. And all the people that got to the point of just trusting their intuition moving forward all say the same exact thing that you guys are saying. It's going well. People are experiencing incredible benefits, and it's just beautiful to be able to see. So let's move into the experiences now beyond just what both of you have experienced on a personal level, what you guys have been seeing. Now, again, just to refresh everybody's memory here, you guys are working with a 12-unit system in Boulder, Colorado, and obviously you offer overnight sessions, which it sounds like you really do love. And I love them as well, because you're able to really sit into it and relax and experience the full benefit of that whole thing. Now, since you opened 3 months ago, what highlight stories can you share? And I do want to preface that what you guys are about to share and anything that I say, for the record, has nothing to do with medical claims here. This is sharing testimonials, it's sharing observations, it's sharing experiences, and whatever conclusion any viewer wants to come down to from those observations and experiences is completely up to the viewers. So I just need a preface with that before we go into this part. But please, if you guys can share what you've seen on across the board, on all levels, that would be great.
Yeah, and I know Beth can speak to some testimonials, but I think just kind of building on those scalar slumber parties that we like to call them. We had recently had one where we had a local homeopathic doctor who attended that, and he had a biofeedback machine, and he was able to ask some of the other participants if they would partake in having their metrics run the night before, and then the morning after the 12-hour session. And initially when he was running those, you'd kind of see metrics as it kind of measures that balance of harmony within the body across different meridians and organs. You kind of saw a wide range, and then as he ran it the next morning, you'd really see, across the board, all those meridians just kind of come back to homeostasis and balance straight in line. And it was really profound, because I think often, people are expecting to see those tangible changes, like, rather quickly, and just to kind of see, whether they saw that or not when they had those metrics run, and really seeing themselves come back into balance. It was just a total game changer, and really validated, just the power that we have here, not only within the technology, but within our bodies as well. So
yeah, and I think people want that instant gratification. That's our culture. And so energy is so subtle. So to actually be able to tangibly see that the energy is shifting before and after was just so powerful. Some people with over underactive, liver, kidney, and then come back to homeostasis, which is where they should be, was so profound. And so for us, we're going to continue to see how we can keep doing these and kind of help educating people on just the benefits of this beautiful technology.
100%. I always tell people, because everybody reacts differently. Everybody responds differently. They're like, well, how much do you need for this? And it's like, it doesn't work like that. There is no black and white answer, but there is one of the owners, and she's a doctor as well, of a Unified Healing Affiliated Center in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Her name is Dr. Baker. She has this 20-hour rule that I love. And she said, listen, do a test before, do 20 hours, and do a test after. And then everybody asks, well, what test should I do? Well, it depends what you're dealing with. If it depends what ailment you're dealing with. It could be a blood test, it could be an MRI, it could be an X-ray, depending on the physical ailment or disability that you're dealing with, to see the changes from before and after. And as you guys said, just to reiterate and enforce and make that stronger of what you guys are saying, just because you don't feel something doesn't mean something didn't happen. And the testing can show you what happened beyond what you're able to feel or not feel. So I think that's a great place to start with this, to really, open that table up and allow people to understand what they can expect and shouldn't expect, and what they can do to expect the greatest results and see the greatest results. So let's move into these, whenever you guys are seeing with actual ailments that you've seen people come in, and in X period of time, what they've actually experienced through that.
Yeah, sure. I can talk a little bit about that. I think a couple of different areas. So physical, absolutely. We've seen people that are experiencing depression come in for, 2-hour sessions and feeling like alleviation from that. And ultimately, as they come back more and more, that no longer being a factor for them. So again, it's bringing them back to their true essence, which is the thing we're just so inspired about. People with pre and post surgery operations and their PTs and doctors being like, what are you doing? Like, never mind, just keep doing it. So a lot of that, we've seen people with different cognitive issues, that very young ones, older ones, and really being able to come back to more clarity in their mind, start to form more coherent sentences. So we've seen a lot of improvement with that cognition. We've seen quite a bit of biofeedback. I'd say Boulder is one of the meccas for alternative health. So we've got people that are just curious and want to play around and experiment. So a lot of positive results from biofeedback. I would say on the emotional level is really beneficial. We have people that are just dealing with unresolved traumas, being able to come in here and, it's kind of like a biohack. I think I've heard Dr. Sandra say that of, the emotional work I think is tough. A lot of people don't necessarily want to do that. And so this is a tool that just kind of, you still got to do the work, but it just kind of helps to move through those different emotional states. So I would say we've seen all kinds of different physical ailments. But one thing in particular, being in Boulder, we've had a lot of people talk about their kind of shift in consciousness, which I have thought is really interesting. And so we've had people come in and say they've astral traveled for the first time. They are, able to see different lights, codes, receive different information, check in with their higher self, and know that their DNA has been upgraded, which is just really powerful. People that truly just connect more deeply with their higher self, being able to access consciousness that they couldn't necessarily access before, but now have access to. So really powerful in terms of, how people are able to, again, connect to their beingness, their higher self. And, being in Boulder, I would say people are really working towards that evolution. So to see kind of those tangible results of people sharing their feedback and being able to really work on, that quicker evolution has been really profound and really powerful, and just, again, gives more meaning to what we're creating here.
It's cool because usually, and I always get the question, does this help with physical ailments? Does it help with emotional, spiritual? And the answer is it can really help with everything, because it's not the technology that's helping you, it's you that's helping you with the technology, putting you in the proper environment for you to do what you always try to do, which is heal yourself, emotionally, physically, spiritually, the whole deal from beginning to end. But a large theme of what I'm seeing from you guys that are sharing today about what you're seeing in your center has to do with the emotional, the psychological, and the spiritual side. Are you seeing more people coming in for those purposes as opposed to the physical side of things?
Not necessarily. I think it's just more so like at the onset, that seemed to be the people that were coming here already take such great care of themselves that immediately, like, they were already accessing different layers, of emotional or the spiritual kind of consciousness side. But we have seen all types of physical ailments as well, people coming here for. So I would say it's been a mix of all of them, and we know they're all interconnected, right? It's not just the physical body. We know we're so much more than that. And to your point, we are holistic. And so it's been, how do these different healings on these different body types, like how do they all work together and make somebody stronger? So I do think we'll have probably more of the physical kind of coming forth, just as we kind of reach a new base of new people coming into our center.
Yeah, and I would say one thing that's been really special is people have come in and they've been able to not only connect with the energy just within themselves, but they've been able to connect with past loved ones, or people that they've connected with in a past life as well. And it's just something that I don't know that they were initially anticipating, and they came out with just it's just such profound experiences, which has been really special for them to share with us as well. So.
It's so awesome. Now, the majority of what you guys are doing, I know you're also working on hosting some pretty cool events. On April 7th, you're hosting your first dance party. You guys said that it was going to be donation based. How long are you going to be doing something like that for, that specific event on April 7th? What length or period of time are you doing that for?
Yeah. So I think, they're going to be, hour-long dance parties, but I think, as people have shown so much interest in it, I think we want to do them, at least maybe once a month or even more, really just to provide the space for people to come in, kind of move and groove, kick off the weekend, really kind of get into that higher vibration, no judgment, bring your favorite dance moves, some new ones you want to try out. We have this amazing space that people seem to resonate so well with. So you just want to provide that for just some fun, because that's what we need in this world. So
I love that. So everybody that's listening, if you are in Colorado and Boulder or in the surrounding area, go to this dance party. It sounds cool. It is donation based. See what it has to offer. Check this center out. And, you never know the people that you're going to meet. And I think that's the biggest thing over here. Beyond the technology, beyond the centers, there's a community over here that we're building. And it's a community that's coming together out of, the desire and the necessity of coming together. And that's really what brings health. It's when we are together, when we are with our like-minded individuals. And that doesn't mean we all think the same and believe the same things. But like-minded to me means we could think things differently, but we respect each other and we're open to hearing each other. And that's super cool. It's a colorful world that we live in of beliefs. And, it's no coincidence that the technology is very colorful as well. It brings in a lot of different people and a lot of different sides, and allows us to unite between all those different differences of what we actually possess. So if you are in Colorado, please go check this out. And you guys said that you're going to have this, pretty often, maybe once a month moving forward, correct?
Yep. Yeah. That's the plan. And Jason, to that point, I think also with building that community, it's really great when we have some of the larger events like the slumber parties, or even like sound events as well, to where we have 15, 17 people in, and everyone just brings those intentions and really kind of transmutes that. It's so much more powerful when we are truly a collective that resonates with people as well. When we took this jump, we knew that people would be coming here to heal and really look to just kind of gain all these benefits. And we really wanted to build a place of love. So, we laid all the flooring, we put an intention and love into 93, panes of flooring, but just knowing that, we set the intention every day, as well as when people walk through the door, they feel that. And it's just been so great for people to also, comment that they do feel that, because that's really what we strive for, kind of building this new business out of love and compassion. So.
Well, and for people to truly go deep and heal, like, they need to feel welcome. They need to feel safe. Like, they need to feel that love. And so This is literally building a new set of how we do business. It's building it out of love. It's building it out of community, to your point. And so it's been such a blessing, just all the people that have walked through our door. We've made so many new friends and people that are very like-minded, which we did not know existed, but it's been, community has been everything. And we've been really hoping to build that with our center. And so we hope even with the dance parties, we'll get new people in, excited to kind of meet other people and just continue to grow. Because when we're all together, we're a powerful force.
It's awesome. It's awesome. You guys are amazing. And I look forward to coming to meeting you guys in the future as well. I'm going to be doing tours around the US and beyond to take this international, because we are in, I believe, over 25 countries already. So it's moving super quick. And it's thanks to people like you guys that are making this happen. And especially you guys that stood up to make this happen before everybody else started, you know, hopping onto the wagon saying, we want to do it too. No, you guys were really the leaders and the beginners of this whole thing. And your centers and you guys specifically and everybody else on the network are the reason why we're able to do the donations to India. And we're going to be doing them in the Philippines and around Africa and many other plans that we have all around the world to bring this technology and just the ability that the human body has to heal itself. That awareness to the masses is what we're bringing. And you guys are the ones that are making that possible. So I want to say thank you to the both of you. I want everybody that's watching this, if you're in Colorado, go visit the Onyx Healing Collective. You can find more information about them at onyxhealingcollective.com. If you're not in Colorado and you know somebody that is, make sure to spread the word, because word of mouth is the most powerful thing that we have. Again, this center is in Boulder, Colorado. It's a 12-unit energy enhancement system, and they do offer overnight sessions and now dance parties. So that's, I'm sure, going to be the beginning of many other events that you guys do with sound healings and the slumber parties and so on and so forth, with how you're going to continue evolving. So I wish you guys, I mean, good luck in everything that you do. And I look forward to seeing this center evolve and just continue growing. And maybe you guys are going to continue this around the US and further, because I'm seeing many center owners starting to do that, of expand and starting to work with other people. And most importantly, let's continue building these communities around the world, because as we continue doing that, nothing will be able to stop what's coming when it comes to that worldwide wake up of just the world changing and what's going to cause the world to change. So I want to say thank you for the both of you with the work that you're doing. And now is the time, if you have any messages or anything that you want to share with everybody watching from one of you or both of you, now's your time to do that.
Yeah, I would just say thank you so much to you, the UNIFYD team, to Dr. Sandra and the EE system team. It's been such an amazing community with those groups right there. And thank you to all those that have supported us. Like, we are as successful as each and every person that walks through our door. So thank you to all of you. If you haven't signed up, sign up for our email list. Like, so that way you know when the next dance parties are, promotions, etc. Join us on socials. And really just thank you, because you investing in us, we invest in UNIFYD, and we are part of this global healing endeavor. And so this is the way we're kind of building this new earth and going forward. So just thank you so much. And I don't know if you have a last word. Chris is smiling, so we're good.
Perfect.
So we were just so grateful to be a part of this movement. So
thank you. And I'm grateful to have you guys a part of this as well. It goes a very, very long way. So again, everybody go check out Onyx Healing Collective, ONYX, like the stone, onyxhealingcollective.com, and make sure to go check out this center as well. Thank you, Beth and Chris. You guys are awesome, and I look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Great. Thanks so much, Jason.